And this is my favorite one. It says big yawn, so you can see his mouth open up quite a bit here. This is Tennyson Octavius Emil Seegers. We found out at 20 weeks he was a boy. This is our last picture before he was born. You know, there's always these images of your baby coming to you. In the movies, they show like bringing your baby across the drapery, and it's just that natural thing. And it didn't happen. I just remember going through this panic feeling. There was this nurse that kept coming to the side of me, and then she said that they were trying to stabilize him. And then I just remember kept saying, like, I want to see my baby, I want to see my baby. And I never saw him.
Not being able to be there, hold his hand or anything was really rough, because I didn't know if he was going to make it.
I remember getting a phone call from my colleague who was in the operating room at the time with Tennyson. And he said, something funny's going on and it seems a lot like Thomas. Can you get here?
Do you see that one? No trach? I know. It's because it was before your first. It was before the trach tube. Thomas is your average 5-year-old. He's so full of energy.
Oh, there's a tornado!
Always making noises somehow. Always. The chicken dance.
He doesn't.
Before he was born. In ultrasounds, he was breathing just fine, looked normal, nothing was wrong visually. Once he was born is when things got a little crazy.
At the time, the furthest that a child with tracheogenesis was known to survive in the United States was 6 weeks.
Tracheogenesis was a disease that really carried 100% mortality.
Every neonatologist is trained when a baby's turning blue to get an airway. These babies turn blue pretty quickly. In a busy delivery room with a lot of noise and stuff going on around you, seconds are ticking by and the baby's oxygen saturation is dropping and they'll be trying to pass this tube and it just goes nowhere beyond that. We needed to make a new connection directly into the airways leading to the lungs.
They were able to do a very nice emergent operation where they divided the esophagus, and that allowed them to efficiently ventilate Thomas.
That led to a let's get the child down to Children's in a controlled fashion so we could figure this out.
We had confidence, we had a really good concept, but you don't know until you do it how it's going to work out. We learned a tremendous amount from that experience.
I remember the first time it happened thinking this is lightning striking, and I'll never see this again. When Tennyson was born, I do recall having the sense that lightning had just struck twice. I was able to come into that situation having lived through Thomas's experience and say, I think I know what's going on.
To have Tennyson born in our system, it felt like there was a purpose to what we had gone through with Thomas. If Tennyson had come first, I don't think there is any way we could have gotten him through that. Tennyson was more extreme for a number of different reasons. When you're faced with a child that has a very low likelihood of surviving, how do you justify that? You don't want to be doing things to a child, you want to be doing things for a child. And that's where the parents come in.
I had this conversation with Tennyson's mom early on, saying, you know, we have a lot of hurdles in front of us, and I don't really know what's going to be at the end of trying to jump all of those. I'm certainly willing to try.
There's a whole life of medical complexities, and how does this change your family dynamic? What does this look like long term? I just remember looking at Dr. Densmore. You guys are the resources that we have been given, and we're not turning them away. We're accepting them. This was the first time I got to see him. I just remember like kissing him. I was able to actually get that touch that I wanted that I couldn't have previously. Where did Tennyson go? Peekaboo! Whoa, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good job. Tennyson is a miracle who brings us so much joy. Yay! Tennyson right now is in the process of learning how to sign.
Tenny, can you say mama? Mama.
He just lights up rooms.
Densmore, out of the blue, I got an email from him saying, there may be another family with tracheogenesis. Would it be okay if I gave them your contact information? From like day one, we just kind of clicked. She's someone who I will turn to when I don't know who else to talk to.
And I've told her she's never gonna get rid of me. We're stuck together for life. They're gonna be best friends someday, just so you know. It was great for Thomas to meet Tennyson. They just had like this silent connection. One of our biggest blessings is having been able to be at Children's Wisconsin. Tennyson probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the expertise of the team.
These cases require teamwork. It's very extensive, the number of players that are required to treat these patients.
It takes a lot of time and dedication, and I'm happy to say that we do it really well. And what that shows is that the heart of the institution is really in the care of children.
Thomas and Tennyson, to my knowledge, are the only long-term survivors with this lesion in the United States. It makes it clear that everything is worth what we did and the risks that we took.
To get pictures of a 1-year-old out in the grass or playing in a lake was so amazing to see. I think our role as in innovating this pathway is to hopefully make this pathway accessible to kids all over the country.
When we think about how far Thomas has come from the beginning, he's going to school, he's making friends, he's living as carefree of life as we imagined him having before we learned about the tracheogenesis.
Tennyson never goes without a smile. He has this glow about him. He has come so far. It's a blessing that he's here and we can be celebrating.
Hope is a really strong word for me and Rachel. Hope means making it the next day, making it through the next step, through the next stage. There's always hope somewhere.